Hey guys, today I will be walking you through how to make a vegan Crunchwrap Supreme. That's right, this is our take on the popular Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme. We believe our version is absolutely delicious, and even though this recipe is vegan friendly, it has impressed many non-vegan friends as well. Alright, let's get started. These are the following ingredients you will need: lettuce, tomatoes, cashew queso, this is our nacho cheese replacement, dairy-free mozzarella shreds, this is optional and not required. We are using Beyond Meat burger patties. We have 2/4 pound patties here. You'll also need some tostadas and tortillas. Be sure to get the burrito size. You'll also need taco seasoning. You'll need 1 tablespoon. I am using one from Costco, but if you don't have this one, then you can also find individual packets as well. If you don't like taco seasoning mix, you can just use some of your favorite spices, such as paprika, garlic, or onion powder. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of water. We're gonna start with the easiest thing first, cutting out tostada-sized tortilla pieces. The reason why we need to do this is because the burrito-sized tortillas cannot fully wrap around the tostada. Therefore, we need this piece to help seal everything together. You'll see how this works later on. Grab 1 burrito-sized tortilla and 1 tostada. Also, you want to be sure to check your tostadas before you buy them because a lot of the bags come with broken tostadas. So use a knife and trace the outline. You can press down lightly on the tostada to keep it in place, but be careful not to break it. So the reason why I put it on the edge is because ideally you want to get at least 2 of these pieces from 1 tortilla. As long as the size is about similar, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. This is what it should look like, and then put them to the side. You'll be using them later. You can toss the scrap side pieces, you won't be needing them. Next, we'll dice our tomatoes. I normally like to use about half to a full tomato per Crunchwrap. Therefore, if you're making 2 Crunchwrap Supremes, I would recommend buying 2 tomatoes to be safe. For the lettuce, you want to chop your lettuce into slices. You don't want to dice them like you did the tomatoes. Once you're done, put them into a bowl and set it aside for later. I like to use about 1 lettuce leaf per Crunchwrap Supreme, so if you're making 2, I'd suggest having at least 2 leaves of lettuce. Next, we'll work on the meat, so prepare your 1 tablespoon of taco seasoning and 2 tablespoons of water. Heat a pan with some oil and then add your Beyond Meat patties. Since we aren't making burgers, you'll want to separate out these patties like ground meat. We are using 2/4 pound patties, which work out well because we add about 1/4 pound per Crunchwrap. If you don't have Beyond Meat at your local grocery store, Impossible Meat works well too. Cook until the meat starts to brown, which should take about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Once you see the color change, you can add in your seasoning and water. Cook for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. Be sure to mix thoroughly so the seasoning is spread out evenly. For the cheese, scoop out 3 to 4 spoonfuls of queso and microwave it for 30 seconds to warm it up a bit. If you're using mozzarella shreds, pour a small bowl and microwave for 30 seconds as well. Now you are all set. You should have your chopped lettuce, diced tomatoes, seasoned Beyond Meat, warmed up queso, melted cheese, burrito-sized tortilla, tostada, and your tostada tortilla cut out. Now we can start to put everything together. First, you'll want to lay out your burrito-sized tortilla and add about a quarter pound or half of the meat that you just made. Put it in the center of the tortilla and make it about the size of a tostada. Add 2 scoops of the queso and even out the layer to cover the meat. Stack on your tostada and everything should be beneath it or close to it. Next, spread your melted cheese over the tostada. Normally this would be the sour cream part, but since we don't have a good alternative for it yet, we're going to coat the tostada with the melted cheese to help keep the tostada a little crisp and add extra cheese flavor. Add your chopped lettuce and diced tomatoes on top. You can be generous, but don't get crazy because you do need to seal your crunch wrap, so it's important to not overflow it. Top it off with your tortilla cutout, and then you're ready to fold your crunch wrap. As you can see, I fold with one hand and hold with the other one. I'm trying to show you guys how I do it here slowly, but I know this might not have been the best angle, so if you need help folding, you can always look for another video to demonstrate this. Ideally, you want about 6 to 7 corners. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's fully sealed. And then I am using a George Foreman grill here, so I slide it on. But if you don't have one of these, you can use a stovetop. If you need help placing the crunch wrap on the grill or the George Foreman grill or the stovetop, you can use a spatula to help you transfer it, but you want to make sure to cook the opening side down first, because when it's cooked thoroughly, the tortilla will seal itself and then you can flip it easily. This takes about 2 minutes per side on a hot pan. Since I'm using a George Foreman grill, the top and the bottom cooks evenly, so I don't have to flip it here. Once it's done, you should see these nice grill marks on the tortilla, and the tortilla should be slightly hard and crispy. I'm gonna flip it over so you guys can see the bottom. As you can see, now it's fully sealed. I like to slice the crunch wrap down the middle before I serve them, so now is the moment of truth. You should be able to hear the crunch when you cut through. Just look how delicious this is. Isn't your mouth watering just seeing this? There's a nice layer of meat with lettuce and tomatoes. I've tried to search for the Taco Bell taco sauces at my grocery stores, but unfortunately I cannot find them. Therefore, I like to drizzle some tapatio on my crunch wraps instead. There you have it, our version of the vegan Crunchwrap Supreme. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that like button below and subscribe to my channel to see more.